Ambush your professor in their office.
And okay.
Or
So it
after
sounds
lecture.
office hours are, it sounds like vital for sustaining that curiosity. Do you feel like, I know a really common concern about homeschooling is our ability to socialize. And you touched on this, Sylvia, a little bit earlier. And I think what you said was it was a little bit overblown with collaboration and things like that. So I was wondering, in what ways do you think homeschooling has shaped your ability to collaborate inside and outside of the classroom? And how did that affect your college experience? Maybe Sebastian, you can start us off.
I absolutely can. So, what I think was really interesting to me about socialization first in college is that a lot of the expectations about what socialization in college is going to be isn't always necessarily true. And homeschooling is a very similar in that regard, where oftentimes in college, at least this is my experience, of course, others may have different, but I would bond with one or two people in my classes, and then I would see them outside of the class, and we would talk about the class and discuss interesting things that we all enjoyed. If there was a group project coming up, since we already knew each other, we would just sort of collaborate in that regard. I didn't really attend any parties with them. I don't participate much in the drinking culture or the nightlife much, and it didn't really dampen our sense of closeness in any way. You don't really need to follow the strict conventions of what a college social life is in order to find connections among people that you want to spend time with. So it didn't really feel too different to me or too hampering having such a different original schooling style.
So you deviated a bit from the general culture of college, but we're still able to generally socialize like the person. That's really great.
Yes.
And what about you, Henry? What was your experience?
Yeah, I think college relationships or adult relationships more generally just require a level of intention to be able to make happen, right? Like you're not seeing people necessarily every day, or you're not seeing them in naturally social contexts, right? Like Sebastian, you're talking about classes, sometimes classes are social. More often than not, they're not though, right? And so it takes a little bit of work to make those things happen. And so I think in homeschooling, from a very young age, you have to be really intentional, right? And it takes a lot of work and be really motivated to make social interactions happen. And that's why I actually think like homeschoolers on average are actually far more socialized